and welcome back to the Grind Podcast. If you are new here and you've never seen my face before, hi, I'm Cav, I'm your host, and on this platform we are dedicated to inspiring young Kenyans to get up, focus, and run towards their dreams, because who said you're too young though? We don't believe you're ever too young to achieve anything that you put your mind to, so go ahead and chase your dreams unapologetically. On this platform, we interview some of the most successful, most inspiring young Kenyans doing it big right now, regardless of the time, regardless of the environment, and regardless of the economy that we live in. They said, you know what, the glass ceiling ain't gonna stop me, baby. So, welcome, and we hope you enjoy this episode. Our next guest is a young entrepreneur. She's a social media strategist, a social media manager, and a content creator. She has over 10,000 followers on Instagram, and she has been doing content in lifestyle and dance for the longest time, but now she has shifted her focus into educating, motivating, and building persons, brands, and businesses' social media pages. So, welcome to the Grind Podcast, Nzilani.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so nerve-wracked, but it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
It's just amazing. She's my friend, by the way, guys. So it's amazing. We've had a whole week together, and I was like, girl, you need to come on the podcast because you do a lot of things, and you're kind of in the same field as I'm in, and I always look at you for like inspiration, if you didn't know that.
Girl. Stop, for real?
Yeah. Remember
That's
that
really
day
sweet.
you went for like a shoot at like, and you were there from like early in the morning till late at night.
2 a.m.
2 a.m. And I was
Yeah.
like, what? That is dedication for real.
Thank you.
That is dedication. So,
Yes.
we always start off by asking our guests how they are, just to check in how you are mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, because I feel like you being a person that I know, especially, I could look at you and think there's nothing going on in your life. You're just a happy, like, amazing person. You've got no issues, nothing. But of course you're a human being, and like sometimes it's a bad day, and it's fine, it's a bad day.
What's Megan Thee Stallion's words? Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
Oh, bad bitches have bad days too, man.
Trust me, it happens all the damn time.
Yeah.
It does.
But I'm good, and it's really nice to be asked, because I feel like, especially in your 20s, the days are like this. They're up and down. And you could be good on Friday, you could be good on Wednesday, and then on Saturday hits and you're like, why is my life falling apart? Literally, I feel like I have those days all the time, but I'm really trying to get into space. So I tell myself, it's just a bad day, not a bad life.
Exactly, girl.
You have to keep encouraging yourself. You have to be that voice in your head. So yeah, right now I'm good. I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited for this podcast, and yeah, I'm good. I'm excited.
Yeah. You know, I 100% understand what you mean by like when you're in your 20s, everybody thinks, okay, you've got so much energy, you've got so much life that you can't possibly have depression, you can't possibly have ADHD. Like it's such a far-fetched idea for some people that young people have bad days too, and really tough periods in their lives. But it's good when you know exactly what you need to do. Is just keep reminding yourself that, you know, it's not a bad life. It's just a bad day.
It's not a bad life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I get that. Like I fully understand that.
Yeah. But how are you? Do people ask the host, how are you, babe?
A lot of people ask that. Yeah. But people have been like, can I ask you a question? And I'm always free. It's a conversation. It's not an interview. I'm okay. Life is a bit overwhelming, especially because you know me, like, and I know you too, because we're pretty much like the same person in the same in some sense.
Yeah.
A lot of things happen, and a lot of things are happening, and you're young, and you want to do a lot of stuff, and now is the right time to do a lot of stuff.
And you feel like the time is running out.
Exactly. Weirdly enough, and we're only like 20.
Honestly.
Like 20 something. We're now early 20s.
I say 20 something.
20 something. Like, yeah, but I'm actually good. I'm in a good space. I mean, I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
We haven't filmed in like 3 weeks.
Let's just gloss over that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just not talk about it. But I'm glad to be back and I'm glad to be talking to you.
I love that. Also, congratulations on the podcast.
Yeah.
Look at this. Consistency. We love to see it.
Speaking of consistency, girl, I know what it's like being a social media personality. I'm gonna say an influencer, a social media personality, a content creator. They're always breathing down your necks about consistency.
It's like the bad word.
It's literally
do
like,
not say it.
Damn.
Yeah.
But I gotta do it.
Yeah.
So how do you like go about it? Like, especially because I know you have a lot of stuff going on, but how do you go about being consistent on social media?
Let me tell you, it's an everyday battle, and a lot of the times it feels like, I'd say, for example, like in a regular job and a job that you're giving yourself, because that's what content creation is. You have to, you hire yourself, you do it yourself, and a lot of people don't think it's like work, but you see when you have someone like constantly on your case about deliverables and everything that you need to do, it's so much easier to get things done than when you're in front of a camera. First of all, like, you have an audience watching your work and critiquing your work. It's not like if I do have a bad day at work, it's just gonna go away. I just get to reset and everything is fine. It's so different because if you have a bad day, sometimes it really shows in your content. Especially on days you just don't want to get up and film. You don't want to be in front of a camera. You feel like you can't just make content because you've not beaten your whole face, because then people are gonna say you look tired or you look sick.
Come on, girls, speak.
Let's talk about it.
Talk about
Even though that's just your face. But
like, come on.
But it's literally about, and I think consistency that I'm learning is about, even if you feel like you've fallen off, even if the time that you felt motivated and you kept posting and you kept working on your content, and then there was some life happens.
Life happens.
Life gets in the way. Shit happens,
man. Shit happens, guys.
It happens. And you feel like that was the case, and then you feel like you beat yourself up about it. You have to get out of that space and be like, okay, yeah, maybe I wasn't posting every single day, but this week I'm gonna do better. It's all about like asking yourself, how can I do better next? How can I, like, that happened and it's in the past, and I wasn't able to do what I said I was gonna do, but how can I change that now? And that's literally, I feel like the key, just being like, okay, even if you didn't do it right the first time, you didn't do it right the second time, you're gonna get it right. You just have to keep trying.
Keep going.
But I would be so wrong if I did not say I had people who keep me accountable.
As you should.
I would say I have a tribe behind me that really rides for my content, even though the internet sometimes is not writing for your content. I have people that really support me in my life. My siblings, my parents, my boyfriend, they really like push me, and like they'll be like, you didn't post a video. Why didn't we get a new video?
Like, or we were waiting.
So that helps a lot as well.
I'm glad you have those people. And I think it's so amazing to hear from an actual, because I don't think we've had like an actual proper social media manager, influencer, somebody like that on the podcast who specifically understands what it's like to be accountable for yourself. Of course, you always have somebody around you, like people who are pushing you, but it's also that accountability. You have to be like to yourself every morning, be like, I know I'm not feeling it, like, and it's hard. You don't always feel like getting up and doing content. Like today, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm not gonna lie.
Was today one of those days?
It was one of those days.
Was it the weather?
It was everything.
Okay.
And by the way, the weather, seasonal depression. Talk about daily depression. If the weather rains, I'm there. Like, I want to be in my bed and tucked away. But it's the fact that it's like, okay, I need to get up and film an episode of the Grind Podcast, because not only is it helping me, it's helping somebody out there. And with content, especially as you said, it's you're putting your face out there. Like, that's a scary thing. Like,
let's talk about it. No one talks about how scary that is.
It's terrifying. But congratulations for being somebody who's like, I've got this power, I've got this superpower, because it's a superpower. Honestly, having that confidence, it's a superpower, and having that ability to be like, I'm having a bad day, I'm still gonna get up, do what I can. That's a great thing. That's an A1 thing. Top tier, girl.
Top tier.
Like, we love that. We love that. But that's a great thing to hear. Like, I love hearing when people talk about things that I'm going through, and I'm like, so I'm not the only one.
Twins.
We got two in them. Like, I'm not the only one. Okay. Okay, great. But speaking about family. Okay, so I know a lot of people get into. I know marketing is a new age boomer. Would I say? Yeah. People didn't realize how important marketing is in terms of digital marketing, social media strategies, management, all of that. It's only recently when people have been like, babe, this is how you can make some money.
Yeah.
Learn the skill.
Yeah.
But I know it's something that, for example, let's speak about content creation. Not a lot of parents can see what it will yield for their child. You don't make money easily, honestly.
Yeah.
If you're a content creator, you have to keep going. That's why it's a hard job.
Yeah.
What was it like telling your parents, okay, I don't know if you did tell your parents, but what is it like breaking it to them that, mom and dad, I'm not going to have a normal job like a doctor or a lawyer?
Yeah.
What was it like transitioning into that?
I mean, it wasn't easy, obviously, because my parents are, I would say, a bit traditional in the sense that obviously they wanted their kids to do the jobs that they envisioned growing up, the ones that they were told about as well.
Yeah.
But I will say I also have the most understanding parents in the world. And they're the most trusting. They believe that they raise their kids well enough to make good decisions, just enough.
Yeah.
And they trusted me, but it wasn't like I was like, oh, this is what I want to do, and they're like, great, go ahead.
Yeah.
No.
There was that pushback.
There was a pushback. So initially, where I started to get an interest in social media was when I was a teenager. Obviously, when Instagram and Snapchat were the it thing, like you're daily on your.
You're not on that.
What were you doing? You're still on Facebook.
What?
No.
Facebook?
No, but so I grew up out of town, out of Nairobi.
Okay.
And my parents moved us there obviously because it was good for them, but also because they had like 4 teenage daughters, and they were like, there's no way we're gonna stay in Nairobi and they're just gonna be going out every single weekend. Yeah. So I had a lot of time to myself as a teenager because I was in boarding school, and then I come back home over the holidays. I'm just bored. Yeah. So that's when I started making a lot of content for myself and posting dance videos on Musically
and YouTube
and Dab Smash and posting YouTube videos. And at first when I posted, I was like, oh my gosh, I hope my parents don't see this.
Yeah.
And then I went to bed that night and I woke up and my mom posted it on her Facebook and told all her friends to subscribe. And if you know moms are the influencers of Facebook. Moms run Facebook.
They are.
So immediately that night I had like 200 subscribers, and I was like, what is going on? And she was so happy for me, and she just told me like, yeah, it's a good hobby, like get into it. So she really encouraged me. So in school I did like videography and photography, and I really enjoyed that. But I was also really into history. So when it came time for university, of course my parents were like, be serious. You're not gonna go into becoming an actor. You're not gonna go make videos. So I did political science instead. And then I did flying after that. And then I did all these things, but then I realized for real my passion was in social media, and eventually that they saw that I tried what they wanted and
it wasn't working.
It wasn't sparking the flame. And as soon as I got into this realm of marketing and social media, they really saw what it could do. Yeah. And now they're like my biggest cheerleaders. They send all their friends. They say, my daughter has she can run your social media. My daughter she can fix your business. Yeah. So that's how they ended up accepting. But anytime someone asks me about socials and how to get into it, especially from my old high school, I always tell them just do it. Just do it.
Jump in.
Just do it. Just be a bit stubborn
and just don't care.
You just have to do it, because everybody's greatest story is about their passion and how they got to where they were. Yeah. You have to get through the people who tell you no. Exactly. And there's going to be a lot.
If you take the no and just sink in that chair and that bed and say, you know what, the world told me no, you're gonna be such a miserable human being.
Yeah, what's the point of living?
Yeah, exactly. Guys, you've been given a passion for a reason. You've been given a talent for a reason. Run towards it, like unapologetically. Yeah. But I'm so happy. You know, listening to your story, I'm just thinking about my own story because it's so similar. Funny enough, our parents know each other. Like
we found out recently. Very recently.
Like my mom and her dad were neighbors type of thing. So it's like we've been friends, but it's the fact that like everyone in Nairobi knows everybody in Nairobi.
It's
guys.
a small place.
It's a small.
Yeah.
It's a small place.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about a similar story with my parents, because when I was coming out of high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. But in year 11, funnily enough, I did sociology for university. I tell people that and I'm like cringing, because I'm like, sociology really? Like,
What was going on there?
Like, what? And my teacher actually told me to get into marketing.
Yeah.
And she was the only one that I didn't listen to. And it turns out that that's exactly where I should be.
Exactly. That's
And
where your talents were.
Exactly.
She saw that.
She saw it.
Yeah.
And my parents, being the parents who they are, because I wanted to maybe do philosophy, because I was into now philosophy. And they were like, actually do sociology because you were really good at it in high school. Bear in mind, I didn't do sociology in year 12 and year 13. So they are picking it from like year 11. And I'm going into university after year 13. I'm thinking like, okay, fine, let me do sociology. So I did it just because they wanted me to have a remotely, like in some sense of the word, like serious degree that would take me somewhere, because sociology can take you into NGOs and all types of things. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that, I guess.
Yeah.
I hated it. The whole 3 years. Guys, trust me, find your passion before you go to university. You'll be wasting your time. Yeah, because I came out with a no.
What do they call it? They say it's a backup plan.
It's a backup plan.
But there's not going to be a need for a backup plan.
I don't even think it's a backup plan.
It's just gone.
It's gone.
I mean, it's there.
Ask
you did
me
it.
what I learned. I don't know. I do not remember.
Yeah.
But then eventually when I started getting into like YouTube, like you should see them when it comes to this podcast. They are so excited.
Yeah.
And I feel like we don't give our parents praise enough.
Yeah.
For like, in some way, they've kind of put the traditional slightly aside to accommodate for their creative kids or their millennials, their Gen Zs, they're much societal kids. Is that a word? So I give them props because
For
I can
sure.
see it with
They came from a time where, like, let's say our grandparents like experienced the colonial time.
Exactly.
And their whole goal was to get a good white collar job.
Exactly.
And that was their goal. And so they passed that on to their kids who had a bit more leeway to explore a few more options, but really not that much.
It wasn't
so
that
for our
way.
parents to be like, okay, you're doing this fine. Like it's big props.
It's big props.
Big props.
I mean,
to
they
them.
still occasionally ask me, so where are you gonna get money from? I'm like,
It's
babes,
coming.
Don't worry.
It's coming.
It's not. It's delayed gratification. Okay, not
So the
immediate.
Lamborghini is gonna come.
you'll
If you want a
see.
Ferrari from your daughter, it'll come. You
Period.
just have to be patient.
First billionaire of the family. Watch out.
Period.
Like we are in
Period.
that time when
Claim it, manifest
claim
it.
it. I'm telling you guys, I'm living in a mansion, and I might have my 5 kids, but yeah,
Not the 5 kids.
the 5 kids. I want the 5 kids, but I'm gonna be rich.
I feel like we're so the same, except in that aspect. I'm like,
I feel like you're gonna be a great 5 kid mom.
do not wish that upon me.
I see you with your brother, and I'm like, girl.
Which is why I
100%.
feel like I love doing all those things with him, but
Yeah.
it's so nice to hand him back at the end of the day.
Be
Just being
like,
like,
"Bye."
this is your baby.
Not my responsibility.
Yeah.
But I always find the people who say that. I used to do this.
They'll
thing.
have the
They'll be the ones with the 5 kids. I might have one, maybe a cheeky 2, but
Yeah.
I know you're
A cheeky
a
too.
cheeky 2, maybe a cheeky 2. But I want them 5. So where
I'll
my
pray for
husband
your
at?
5. He's
Thank
come.
you.
He's on the
coming.
way.
By the way, I
He's
manifested
watching right now.
He's literally
If not
out.
now, in the future, he'll watch this and be like, "I was right here."
I was just like a trip away. Just a flight, maybe $300
Just
away.
that, just
that. But I'm glad.
Yeah.
You talked about how you did political science, but I know you also did journalism.
I did. I even forgot that.
You forgot journalism?
I did. Let me tell you, Kav. Since I left high school, I really wanted to find my passion. I really didn't want to do something I didn't do, because I always saw my dad. He's done something he's so passionate about for so long, and he wakes like. He's not mad about going to work. He's excited.
happy, yeah.
He tries to hide it a bit, like he's leaving his family.
Still?
But yeah,
You're still excited?
he's still excited.
Oh my gosh.
He has a pep in his step.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
has this zeal for life. And I was like, I want to do something I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So that even when I'm 53 years old, sorry to expose your age, Dad, but I want to be excited about what I do. So I really searched. So I started working from high school. They used to give us jobs that they'd pay us like 100 shillings an hour, which was robbery. But it was high school, so we were allowing it.
Yeah.
So I started there just to see what it was like working, and then after I left and went to uni, I did the political science stint.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. And then I came back, I did flying. I loved flying. I loved the environment, but again, I didn't have that pep in my step passion. I didn't have excitement for every morning.
Let's do a wrap around.
Yeah. And then after, I knew what I wanted to do when I was going into journalism.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted fully to be just in the social media world, like whether it was content creation, helping people grow their businesses, whether it was just any aspect I wanted to be involved in.
Yeah.
And so I thought the quickest way in there from what university courses I was offered, journalism could maybe get me into like TV stations and just creating something.
You had like a
I was just
you
seeing
had a
where it would
goal.
go. So
You're figuring
I was
out
on
the
the
path.
track. I was on the track. So I made a presentation for my father to explain to him why, and he's in flying. So I had to tell him how I'm leaving flying to go into journalism. And so that wasn't an easy conversation. So my mom just told me, just
do it.
Show him you're passionate.
Okay, yeah.
So I made this whole presentation about why it would be best for my talents to be used in journalism, and then afterwards I would go and finish my flying.
Okay.
That's what we said. So I was
You're giving him a little something.
you have
So
to.
no,
It's a give and take. It's a give and
It's
take.
a give and take.
So eventually he was like, okay, fine, I'll support you. You seem to know what you're doing. Just do it then.
Yeah.
So I did get into journalism, but the issue I had was in the university, I was learning about how to write for newspaper. And when's the last time any of you have seen a newspaper? When's the last time you actually
I be seeing it. My dad be reading newspapers.
But when's the last time you read
I
one?
don't. To be honest, I don't read newspapers.
And I don't know anyone our age who really reads them out of for just like leisure.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no one.
Yeah.
So I looked at what I was doing and I was like, this is not working. And so I told my parents I was gonna go get an internship for school.
Okay.
It had nothing to do with school.
Okay.
We're finding out now.
Wow.
But I was told as a job I'd be like doing an internship for social media marketing.
Okay.
And as soon as I got there, I was like, this is it.
I found it.
I
got the pep in the step now.
I found it. And
I got
it
the
was
zest for life.
yeah. I was excited to go to work. I was excited to work with the people I was working with. I was excited for I'd take work home. Like I was an intern, like making like 10K a month, but I was taking my work home.
You were excited. You were
I was
happy.
excited.
You were
So
happy.
that's when I knew like I found what I wanted, and from there I feel like the cars just aligned.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
You literally. I feel like it's been it's been a thing.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to being young, it's oddly enough, you might not know, but there are signs.
Yeah.
There are signs that you are either following your passion or you're not.
You just have to look back to see the signs.
You just need to look. Guys, you need to just look. Or trust your instincts, as they say.
Literally, be stubborn for your goal. Like, be stubborn for your passion.
Yeah.
I know too many people who say, like, they were told no. As we were saying before, you hear the many no's. But the people I see who make it in their different industries, they were stubborn about it. Yeah.
Stubborn.
That's
Think about Oprah. She was fired from her first job. Literally. And she was what, a news presenter or like a something?
Okay, I wish I knew more about the story of Oprah.
I wish I knew. I can't remember, but she was fired from her first talking, kind of like a show type thing. Yeah. And look at her, she's got one of she's a billionaire.
Okay, sure. Once you know, you know.
You know.
In your gut, you have to just decide, fine, I'm gonna do it.
People get told no all the time. But the ones who make it are the ones who said that the no was not gonna be a no. Yeah. And it wasn't gonna be the reason why they leave their dreams and don't chase them. Yeah. And I'm glad you lied to your parents about that internship. Sorry. But look at you
now. They're happy about it. Now they're happy about it.
They can see. Yeah. When the passion's there, the passion's there. The passion is there. Okay, I wanted to ask. What is it? Give some people who want to get into marketing, want to get into social media. Social media. Give them, what is it like being in the marketing industry? Yeah. What is it like?
There's so much. It's like a whirlwind.
Spill it.
The tea. The real tea.
I need the tea.
The real tea.
The real tea.
Okay, so a lot of marketing that you're gonna get into at first is agency life, and I got lucky. My first time because I was in a very healthy work environment.
Okay.
And it would be like fun, like the fun that I thought it was gonna be. Like you go for events, your job is to like take pictures, make stories with people. That's how my first job was, and it was like it was a party.
Yeah, I remember.
It was a party all the time.
Yeah.
Even when I think there was one time I was at your house.
Yeah.
And we were all having such a good time. And I had to keep going back to Junction for work.
I remember.
And I was a bit down, but let me tell you, I went back because I was like, okay, it's really not that bad.
Yeah,
like I'm going to a party, I'm taking pictures.
Yeah.
And that was the complete fun side, and that's mostly the social media marketing side.
Yeah.
Because like people want to see a fun time on socials. No one's gonna log in to see the work environment that's boring.
Exactly.
And I don't want to discourage anyone in marketing from going into it for this next part, because then I got into a more, let me call it like a more dull side of marketing, which was more like, there's obviously branding that happens in marketing. So branding is basically like when you go to the supermarket and there's a shelf that's for Blue Band, the shelf is written Blue Band.
Yeah.
That's an aspect of marketing.
Okay.
And let me tell you, that side, if you're about the action, you're not gonna get any action. So I would say there's the aspect that's super hype, like high energy, fun times, always something going on. And then there's the aspect that could be like just deadlines and hard. Like, I don't want to say hard work because everything is hard. Everything is hard work for worth it. Yeah, but it was more like serious. So I'd always say like I had a 9 to 5 with social media management, and it did not feel like a 9 to 5 at all. But when I moved into another side of marketing, it felt like I was a 9 to 9. It was 9 to 9, like 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. again. There was no rest.
There's no rest.
So it would really just depend on where your strengths lie. Because there were some people who I met who really loved that. Like they enjoyed the whole
structure,
you sit at your desk and make sure everything is done and all that.
Deadlines.
The office life. Yeah, there's people who really enjoyed that, and if that's your personality type, like that works for you completely. But I'd say for people who are more like me, who like the action,
come on, let's go to some events, baby. Let's network.
Yes, I would say the social side is a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I feel like people don't realize that there's always two sides of everything. Like, I know people sit there and they're like, ooh, I want to do what Nzilani is doing because, baby, she's having a lot of fun. Honestly, she is, but she's working. Like,
yeah, you're working.
You're working.
Even that shoot you're talking about, the one that was from 6 a.m. till 2 a.m., it was a lot of hard work to get there, but it also really depends on your environment and the people you work around, which is so key. So you'll see the fun side because I'll post a reel and it's fun times, good times, you're working on a shoot, but at some point you put your phone down and you're actually working. You're actually
there like, whoa, I got bags under my eyes. I don't think I've drank water today or eaten, but let's keep it moving.
I will give marketing that. Like, I've never been to an event where they don't feed you, give you drinks, everything is taken care of. That's a fun part.
That's a fun part.
Yeah, it's a fun part.
I don't think I've ever been to. Do you know that's crazy? Because like I'm in the bit of marketing where I'm still at the office, but I'm having fun. I've never done the events. I've never done the marketing outside the networking, which I would love to get into because I think that's
talk
just like,
to me, baby.
Girl,
let me talk to you about it. It's a fun time. It's a fun time.
Because I remember when you were in that phase. Like I remember you were always going to events. You're always inviting friends. You're like, yeah, come, let's do this. And I'm like, girl, yeah. But I feel like for now, I'm very good at being in the office phase, the office space. Because I need some sort of structure with everything else that's going on in my life. Yeah. Like, you've got to really think about it. Are you able to achieve that? Like, not that you can't, but are you in that space where that is going to be easier or more, like, accessible? For me, I know being events and stuff like that might not be the best place for me to be right now.
Yeah.
Because then, eventually, it's going to be much easier. Because the grind's going to be running itself.
Period.
Like, we got some sponsors here and there. Some people who are looking at... We got like 10,000 plus people watching that. And it's running itself, basically.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's like, I'm focusing on this. I'm focusing on the job. I'm focusing on this. I need that, like...
Structure. It's important. It's a routine.
Yeah. Speaking of bloody routine, girl. What is your daily routine?
It changes
All the
so
time?
often depending on the phase of life I'm in, and I really want to fix that because that's not how it should be.
Why not?
Just because I want some aspects to
Stay the
stay,
same.
to be maintained, and I'm working on habit stacking. Have you read Atomic Habits?
Oh my god, wait, hold up. I am on The Power of Habits by Charles Duhigg. Okay. My next book is
Atomic Habits. So it talks about the power of habit stacking.
Yeah.
And that's really what I'm trying to focus on right now, just because so like, as you know, like 4 months ago I moved out of my parents' house.
Wait, girl, I know.
You know.
I know.
And when I was at home, the like things really shifted, because when you're in your parents' house, I feel like there was structure because meals are cooked.
Like, you have
Thank
help.
God. There's help. There's help to do a lot of things. So it was very easy to have my morning routine as wake up, work out, meditate, do a devotion here and there. Like, that part was so easy. But now I realize, like, I really have to structure in times to make sure I'm maintaining my health and my life. Like, in general, if I don't cook, I'm not gonna eat.
Yeah, exactly.
That has been a wake up call.
Yeah.
But so yeah, right now I would say my routine, especially on work days, is wake up. I'm an early riser because everyone else around me has been an early riser. So
That's such a good habit to have.
it is, except 'cause in my
Struggle,
family it was like we're 8 of us. So if one person is awake and making noise, you're gonna wake
We're
up.
all gonna be awake.
And my mom is a 5 a.m. gal.
She's a 5 a.m.er.
And she's a 5 a.m.er, so
We
she
love
doesn't
the
like
5 a.m.ers.
she doesn't like to hear that her children can be sleeping
When
when she's awake. There's things to do. So when I'm home, it's mostly like 5 a.m. My mom likes devotion with the family. So we'll work out because my dad likes to remind us that he expects dowry at some point. So that's mostly the morning, have breakfast, leave the house. But now I'm restructuring that just to work with everything I'm doing, because now I'm freelancing. I really have to make sure my routine incorporates those aspects.
Yeah.
Because if you're working for yourself, you're going to pick up your laptop and work, even when it's time to cook dinner, even when it's time to work out.
Exactly, yeah.
You're going to roll those things over. So I will be honest and say my routine is all over the place right now.
Yeah.
But best believe
It's
gonna get together.
getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah.
No, I fully get it.
Yeah. Tell me your routine, babe. I've seen your TikTok routines.
Don't lie. I'm not gonna lie, guys. that was a moment, and that was a phase. It's gone to shit. Like, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't know how billionaires do it every day, because that is hard.
Yeah.
I had a routine, and life got ahead of me. It completely shifted. It disappeared. I wake up late now, and I'm gonna be real honest with you guys, because I really started this podcast when I was in that phase of self-development. I've got this morning routine. It's a billionaire morning, so I'm waking up at 5. I lost it, but the thing is, I'm gonna be back.
What do we say about consistency? Once you fall off, you just gotta get back on it.
You just get back. So I stopped trying to beat myself up for it, because I know at some point everything is gonna fall into place. There's gonna be chaos right now, because I'm trying to figure at a young age, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. But there is going to be, out of the chaos comes the sun, the rain, out of the
I feel
chaos.
like we need to know these phrases a bit
feel
more.
like I should.
I don't.
Like, I always start a
It
phase and
sounds so
realize I don't know
familiar
it.
though.
Out of the chaos comes the bloom. I don't know.
Something.
We just made that up, okay? But
What
that's
is
what
it?
it
I
is.
think there's also a song lyric. It's darkest before the dawn.
Dark. Okay, we'll use that one.
That might be
It's
Taylor
darkest,
Swift.
Darkest before it is darkest before the. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Come on,
Can't
sing,
lie.
girl.
I can't lie. I don't know. But my routine went to complete shit. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. But I've been trying to hold myself accountable, and the way I'm gonna tell you guys something that I do. The way I hold myself accountable is vlogging it or putting it on social media.
Do you know that's a hack for days?
Yeah.
That is a hack for days. I've
It's
seen a girl
crazy.
say on TikTok where she's like, the easiest way to get through your day and your to-do list is act like a film crew is following you. Because
Exactly.
a film crew is not going to follow you if you're scrolling on TikTok, like in bed all day.
Yeah.
You have to do things.
Exactly.
That's such a smart way.
No, because the other day I was like, okay, so I finished one of my vlogs, by the way. I'm back on YouTube, guys. Hi.
Hey.
Kavisa. But I was vlogging, and I remember saying to the people who watch my videos, I'm going to vlog an entire week of me getting back on my routine. And I literally vowed to myself that this week coming is when I'm doing that. And I have absolutely no option but to do it because I promised it to a crowd of people who are watching me and following me.
There's the accountability.
That's the accountability. Because I'm an ADHD girl, bro. I'm like a girl who's got like, I move too fast.
Yeah.
So I need somebody like myself, but people who I've promised something to hold me accountable. And I found that might be the easiest way to get back on track for me.
You know, I'm going to add to your accountability list. I'm going to do that challenge with you.
Yes, please.
I went to vlog. But now we have to do it.
Now we have to do it.
Okay.
Like, we have no option.
We've said we're going to do it. I'll
Guys,
hold you accountable.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
We start on Monday.
Yeah.
We start on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing it Monday.
We're doing Monday. Now we have to think about the ins and outs of it, but we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how the routine is going, and I can't lie, it happens. It happens. Life happens.
Coming back.
It's coming back.
That's the important part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the important part. Okay, so what is one thing, I really want to know, what is one thing that you do in your day-to-day that makes it so much easier for you to get everything ticked off your to-do list?
The to-do list is the thing.
The to-do list.
The to-do list, because if I don't see something, like, I'm a very much out of sight, out of mind, babe. So if I was told, like, if you can tell me something, and if I didn't write it down,
it's gone.
Girl, it's gone.
It's gone.
And I'm not going to remember till the next time you ask me about it.
Yeah.
So I have Notion and Trello, which are two websites I use for my task lists. And I literally just say, I can't sleep, or I can't enjoy my day, or I can't go out with my friends until at least 5 things on that list is ticked off. And even though the list was 10 things long, some days you won't get 10 things done.
Like, at least you got 5 things done.
You get 5 things. And you also add small snippets in there that, like, allow me to feel better about them. So it won't be like things that are pushing me to my next step necessarily with my goal, but there are things that trick my mind into making me feel like, okay, you've done something, you can do something else. So for example, if my to-do list has, I need to make a content calendar for this and this brand, the next one will be like, mop your floor. It's an easy task that it's not gonna take me a lot of brain power. But when I take it off, the endorphins I feel, I'm like, yes, girl. Right? It's gonna be make my bed. It's gonna be on that list. Yeah. That I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna take it, and it's gonna motivate me to the next task. Yeah. It's like there's this whole trick from the book The 5 a.m. Club, that the first task you should do in the morning is make your bed, because you just get out and you make it. Immediately you feel like you've won for the day. Exactly. You've won something. Then it carries on to the next thing. You feel more motivated. So it literally is a game of tricking my mind. I gaslight myself into thinking that I'm doing good so that I actually do good.
But that's the way. It's working. That's the way. It's working for you. It's working for you. I kind of like that. I'm not going to lie.
Trick yourself.
I feel like what I do is I put such, okay, I wouldn't say unachievable, but they are, okay. I would say, okay, they're a bit bigger than like the small tasks that I could pat myself on the back for. Yeah. They're a lot bigger. So then I end up at the end of the day being stressed about it because I haven't achieved that. And then I'm there at 10 p.m. when I should be asleep so I can wake up the next day bright and early trying to finish that thing. Yeah. And it's the fact that I don't give myself those little things that I know I'll be able to achieve because one, they're probably part of my day.
You're gonna do them anyway.
Like, I'm gonna do them anyway. Yeah. Like what would I say? Let's say, okay, I do social media, so it's like post a picture. Yeah. And when I post that picture, I'm like, wow. But it's just tick it off. That's like it's not like me being like, oh yeah, I need to come up with a social calendar for a month. Yeah. For this brand. Yeah. It's easier. It's easier.
But it's encouraging. Yeah.
Yeah. It makes me feel good. But that's a really good technique. I think I should probably do it.
Hey, tell me how it goes.
Yeah, I won't go. We're just walk away. Yeah, okay. We're like 5 seconds away. Yeah. But yeah. Oh my god. I'm glad. What I love when I talk to my guests is them giving like real life solutions to things. Because we hear it from our parents. We hear it from our parents a lot. This is what you should do, this is what you should do. These guys are years ahead, way wiser than we are. And it's fine to listen to the wise old man. But hearing it from peers, like young people who are, of course you don't have your life together. Yeah. you're 20 something. It's like,
And if
so
anyone
hard
says
to-
they do, they're lying.
they're lying. They're lying unless you're even a billionaire doesn't have his entire life together. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But it's nice to hear that. It's nice to hear that. Now, first of all, I want to say congratulations for being Miss Influencer with over 10K followers.
I don't even
on
think it's like
Instagram.
that. Oh my god.
It is like that. I remember just looking at your profile and I was just like, girl, people love your content. I do.
Thank you.
If you don't
Thank
believe
you.
it, I do. I'm
You
telling
never know, because sometimes I feel like there's such different sides of the internet.
Yeah.
So you have the people who really like what you put out, and then I've also experienced like the complete opposite side
Yeah.
of extreme hates, and then I also experienced like a version of online bullying that really stuck with me at some point.
Gosh.
That I won't get into the name of the person, but this very misogynistic, popular Kenyan content creator.
It'd be the one. It'd be, what is it? What's the word?
Be your own.
It'd be your own.
It'd be your own
Be your
Kenyans.
own.
You think we're Kenyan supporting Kenya, and that's the funny
No, we
thing about
don't.
it.
No, we know.
He
we
was
don't.
taking Indian women content and comparing it to Kenyan women, and he was like trying to compare and say that Kenyan women just are not it. So I was chilling one day and I was like getting messages from people saying, you're on this guy's live, you're on his live. So I was like, what? I don't even follow this person. So I went and saw that he took one of my videos and he was reacting to it. Like, it was just a dance video. Like, I forgot I posted it. Like, it was way back as well. So he took it and he was talking like all this nonsense. Like, he was saying, like, I don't know if should I say it? Okay. Yeah, so he was saying that Kenyan women just look like they take 10 plan Bs a day. Like, he was saying,
what does that even mean?
he was trying to say I look promiscuous, and I was like, how can I look promiscuous? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Is it my
Make it make
eyes?
sense.
Is it my nose? Do I have a
Like-
promiscuous nose?
Like, how does that make any sense?
Yeah, so he was kind of just like coming for me, and so obviously because his followers are the same way, they were doing the same thing, like in the comment section, and it's a live, so you're seeing it. And what happens in situations like that I really didn't realize, and I've seen it's happened to someone close to me as well, in a completely different way, from a gossip site. And those people don't just stay on that page.
Yeah.
You know, you think, oh, they posted it, just people will tell you like, just block him.
Yeah.
Just put it out of your mind.
Yeah.
It's not that easy.
It's not that easy.
People will say those are people you don't know, they're random people on the internet, but then they come to your page and they come to tell you what they think about you, which is so crazy to me sometimes, because I think I've never on a Sunday felt like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell this person what I think about them online. I'm gonna come for them and let them know my thoughts.
Exactly.
That's so crazy that there's people who feel like that.
There's really weird people out there. Like,
There are. So at that point in time, I really didn't want to post. Like, I made a response video to it and never posted it, just because I felt like I didn't want to give it more attention than it had already.
Yeah.
And I just left it.
Yeah.
But it's those things that you hear, you feel those things. Yeah, it stays with you. It stays with you, especially now, because it was linked to my content. It became something like I'd have to always ask myself before I post something. I was like,
am I gonna be attacked?
am I gonna is someone gonna see this video? Because the video he reacted to was like from a year prior. So I was like, if I post this now, maybe it'll be fine now, but in 2 years,
What's
in
gonna
5
happen?
years, is someone gonna have something to say about that? And that voice really can make you not post. You'll just go into your corner and just be like, you know what, I'm done. But let me tell you, you have to overcome those things.
You have to have a strong belly to be a content creator.
Yeah, you do. It sounds all the time, that statement always sounds to people like, that's like, it's so easy, like, what are you even complaining about? But if I'm sitting at my job, there's no 100 people telling me what they think about me.
Exactly.
So I feel like you just have to focus on the people who say nice things.
Yeah.
You just have to really block out any type of negativity and you have to get very comfortable with that block button.
Exactly.
You have to get so comfortable
Let's
with
be
the
besties,
block button.
block button.
Let me tell you.
Everybody be best
what's that
friends.
TikTok? Block.
Block.
You have to block. You don't have to see anyone on your social media because you cannot let anyone stress you on your own phone.
Exactly.
On your own phone.
On your own phone. On your own page.
On your own page.
Where your face is at. No.
Honestly.
Like,
you're coming at me
why?
with a spam account.
That's how you know. People are very unhappy. My mom used to tell me this all the time. She's like, it's not about you, it's about them. They're so unhappy in their own lives.
Yeah.
That they see you doing good. They see you flourishing. That they want to now bring you down to their level. And it's just a sad reality that there are actually people like that in the world.
It's true.
There are people like that in the world. First of all, so sorry about that. I didn't know that.
That's okay. I don't want to talk about it too much because it's like, again, bringing light to a negative old man.
Exactly. You don't want to give him no time.
Yeah.
No time. No energy at all.
Yeah.
But that's the sad reality about content creating. People always see it as, oh my god, they've just posted a video, oh, they get so many likes, oh my gosh, so many people love them, oh my god, they're building so many followers. There's so much behind the scenes that people don't realize. And you really need to sit down and think, if you've got a strong stomach and a strong mind to get into content creating, because you're putting your face out there, you're putting your energy out there for people to criticize you. People decide whether they like you or they don't. And the reality is, a lot of people aren't going to like you. A lot of people are going to love you. It's about now thinking, okay, I love the content that I make. I'm not going to change the content that I make and be somebody who I'm not because of the people that don't like me. I'm going to be the person that I am because there are still those few 100 people that love me and support me.
Even if it's 10.
Imagine
having a room of 10 people who just support your shit. Like, that's crazy. You have to think about it that way. If all these people who support you are in a room, like
that's a lot of people in a room.
That's a lot of people.
Like when I used to be do YouTube, and I used to be like, oh my god, I'm not getting any followers. I'm not blowing up like all these people with 1 million subscribers. And who was it? Was it my ex or something? Somebody told me, Cav, think about it. Do you even know like a full 200 people?
You don't.
You don't know 200 people, and there's 200 people who follow you.
They want to see your content.
They want to see your content. They love you.
Without
they
knowing
love your
you
personality.
personally. Exactly. That's crazy.
Exactly. And funnily enough, it's always the ones that don't know you who are more likely to support you.
Oh my gosh, so true.
So true.
The people who you don't know will send you a paragraph saying, I really like this, you helped me doing this. And you never expect it, because sometimes you'll create based on the people around you.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the biggest mistake you can do, because your target audience isn't everyone you know.
Yeah.
That can be people that watch your content, but if you're expecting, it spans from content to business.
Yeah.
Like, if you're starting a business, you can't be expecting your business to be sustained by only the people that know you.
Exactly.
And you want them to support you.
Yeah.
People aren't just going to support you because they know you.
Yeah.
There's going to be people out there that you never knew, that relate to you, that respond to you, that
love you.
That love you.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Cav has a very viral video.
What?
Of her legs.
Of my whole leg, guys.
That was one of my favorite videos because I don't know. It was so. I saw it. I was just like, this is so good.
You should hear the backstory behind that video.
Please tell me.
It's okay. So one day I was just in bed, and I hadn't created any content that day. I wasn't even planning to create any content. When I tell you guys, no wig, no nothing, my hair was looking rough. So my face isn't in it. But I looked rough. I had no plan. I just got up out of bed and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna film a video of me trying on my mom's shoes.
Yeah.
And because you know that video had been viral before in the past.
Trend had happened, but it had ended.
It had ended.
You brought it back.
I know. I was like, what? And it's always the videos that you don't expect. It's always the videos that you don't expect.
You can put all your effort into something and it flops.
It flops.
But you put something out not even thinking about it.
And that's the one that blows up.
Yeah, it's 2 million views.
I try. But the thing is about being... let me tell you one thing about being a content creator again. Whether it's TikTok, Instagram, whatever it is, what is so hard about the internet is keeping that consistency in terms of those views. Because if you see my latest, which was like 2 months ago, because I did take a break off TikTok, it had like 1,000 views. Like, I'll be real honest with you guys. Like, it's not always gonna be those 2 million hitters. Like,
literally,
it won't. And people, like, I was so disheartened after that when I didn't get that constant. And I have 10.5 thousand TikTok followers, and it's the fact that it's so hard to convert your followers into actual like engagement.
Yeah,
and people don't know that. Like, you have to be consistent. And you have to. These people, oh my gosh, I literally, like, I even sit at home thinking, are you crazy? Like, because there's people who don't even create as much content with as much effort as you put in, and they blow up. They blow up. 1 million views every single video. What are they doing? Lord even knows. I can't even lie to you guys. Lord even knows. But there's always strategies people have, which we'll talk about, because I want to hear a bit about strategies. But it's the fact that the internet is so hard to be on. Content creating is so hard, and people don't see that. Like, the creative industry is one of the hardest industries in the world. It's
like, to actually monetize it, it's still very new.
It's new.
Yeah,
it's new. But it's also that you're constantly working. Look, like, you're gonna go home. For example, you're content creator.
I'm gonna make videos.
Yeah, you're gonna go home and make videos. Like, a 9-to-5er begins work at 9, finishes at 5, and that's it. Then they have time. For me, for example, I'll go home and I'll create a nighttime routine. I'm working. That is work.
It is.
It's not just.
It's not just filming.
It's not.
No, it's not. It's not just easy.
It's not.
Especially then if you're doing the 9-to-5 and the content creation. Which a lot of Kenyan creators do, just because the brand deals right now and the people who are gonna pay you, it's a very like many industries in Kenya, it's about your network. And you could have, I've literally seen people with 500,000 followers and they're not getting brand deals as often as they thought, but there's someone who has 3,000 followers and they're living off of it. So you really can't, like, you really have to work on it. You really have to, you have to be you're doing so many jobs. You're filming. You're behind the camera. You're in front of the camera. You're planning the content. You are your own social media strategist. Which is a job.
It is in itself. It's a whole
and then
job.
You are your marketing department to make sure people are constantly watching. You're your own cheerleader. You're doing every aspect that is required in that job, especially at the beginning. Like, as you grow, you are able to get people to help you with that part. But for the most part, especially if you want to be consistent daily, it's you. It's you playing all those roles.
It's you.
Yeah.
And there's no money there. Like, I'm not gonna lie. There's people who have found the money. Like, but that's why I know you, me and you, we are 9-to-5ers and content creators. Let's be honest, we are. And it's because we can't sustain ourselves just doing the content. Yes.
I love that. Yet.
We can't. Like, it's not like we're not American. We're not from the UK. We're not from all these countries who, first world countries that have developed their marketing, their creative industries so much so that their content creators can survive on that
alone. But you know what I will say? We're in a very unique place as Kenyans, just because compared to the rest of Africa, let's not count South Africa and Nigeria, because those guys are our only competition. And I said what I said. But we are in a unique point because we get to see how it happened in places like America. So we get to see, because there was a time where content creators that weren't being paid at all, at all, and then it progressed to being paid small amounts, that it was a hobby that pays, and then to becoming like you can have it as a full-time job, and then now to like multi-millionaires, man, like like they're making money. So we have that unique standpoint where we've seen how the ropes go, how it's going to go. And even sometimes when I hear people in like different marketing industries saying that influencers are going to be done like in a year, I was like, are you kidding me?
No.
When's the last time you looked at like all the billboards as you're driving?
Exactly.
The billboards are on your phone, and the billboards are on the content creators like pages. That's where you're gonna get the most eyes. Essentially. So it's nowhere close to being done. In fact, it's nowhere even close to the beginning. Peak. It's at the very beginning, and we get to see how that's gonna play out. And even more recently, I've seen that like there's a lot of money to be made in content. Like there's a lot of money, and anyone who thinks otherwise, they're not yet they're about to be shocked, because brands are now realizing that they have to have every campaign I work on this influencer marketing budget. And it's not small budget. It's not small money. It's not small money. It's sustainable, like really good money.
Yeah.
So we're just at the beginning. And I'm hopeful for the future. It's gonna grow.
I love that. There is hope.
There's hope.
There is hope. Watch us. We're starting the basis. I mean, there's been our Karoons and all of those.
Yeah.
But we're going to be the ones who are going to help begin this explosion. I would say explosion in marketing, the creative industries. We are, because regardless of what's going on, regardless of basically the economy telling us we can't sustain our lives this way, we're still out there. Okay, we 9-to-5ers, but baby, we're content creators first. Like
I like that.
We are first, because we still do content creation even for our 9-to-5ers. You see, like I love that mindset, and I'm going to take that on with me, because me, I'd have been that one who'd be like, there's no money.
The money's there,
but I can see it.
You have to, what's this, these TikTok sounds, I reference TikTok a lot.
I
I'm
love
realizing
that.
today, oh my gosh, I need to do other things.
I need to go back on TikTok.
But those affirmations, money comes to me easily.
Money comes to me fast. When money comes to less.
Exactly. That's how you have to be. And I'd say even for that money to get to you, you have to go to it.
Yeah.
You have to, there's people who I know make like 20 calls a day pitching to brands, send 20 emails a day, pitching themselves, and you just need that one email to reach the right person.
I feel like people think that that's like begging. I feel like people think that things are going to come to you. Guys, manifest. But there has to be action after that manifestation.
There has to be action.
There has to be.
Like, we know the universe is magic, but it's not that magic.
It's not that.
It's not just gonna put money in your account by.
Even if you believe in God, God helps you.
Yeah.
But you've got to make the steps to help yourselves too. He does halfway, you do halfway.
Yeah.
The universe does halfway.
You have to take the action first.
You do have to take the action. I feel like that's what happens with a lot of people. They're lazy in that aspect. And I'm gonna call you lazy.
Ooh,
sorry.
Call them out.
Yeah, I am gonna call you out. Don't think things are just gonna come to you, baby. No, people have been fighting for years. Look at the Mamau. They fought.
Not the Mamau.
They fought for years for our freedom. Like, come on. If they did, you still need to fight for your place in this world. Is that rude?
No, it's not rude. It's honest. Like it is.
It's honest. It's honest. Okay. Yeah. Last question before going to quickfire. Okay. I want you to tell me a little story about managing influencers in this Nairobi. You're the real tea. I keep asking that. I want the tea. I'm sipping on it.
I'm not trying to avoid any bridges, but also no one is my father in this Nairobi except my actual father.
Exactly.
So
this is the reality, guys. Reality check.
Yeah. So right now I'm doing social media strategist, but I'm also an influencer marketing specialist.
Yes.
And how I got...
sorry. That was so hot. That was... Girl, okay, continue.
Yeah, so how I got into influencer marketing was at the first company I worked at. Yeah. They worked with a lot of most of my job was finding influencers for brands. So they tell you, we need 20 influencers for this and this brand, for this and this event, we need this much. So at that time, one of my colleagues was making an influencer bank so that they have easy access to all the influencers they need, and I took on that practice so that anytime in my next job, like I told them, I'm an influencer marketing specialist, and I lied at that time, and you said that's what you wanted to be, and that's what you were. So at that time, I just knew a bit about, like, I was like, obviously, right now, not a lot of the huge marketing execs know anything about influencers.
Exactly.
Like they're in their 40s, 50s, 60s. They won't know where to start.
They need somebody.
So they get, people that are from 18 to 25. That's who they really look at to fill these roles. So in my next job, I went and I said I'm an influencer marketing specialist. So for every campaign that we did with the brand, the brand would say we need 5 influencers. So I'd pull out my bank. I have all the people I knew worked well, and then that's who I'd present to the brand. And then they pick whoever they really like. Yeah. And I talk about that on my TikTok. So if you want to know how to become an influencer and how to get picked by brands,
there's
go
education
to
you
TikTok.
need.
Just a small self plug.
Our very own social media managers. Yeah, all the social stuff.
Yeah. So while I was building that bank of influencers, I really got to know who I work well with, who's easy to work with, and who's not so easy to work with. And I think I told you this before.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to
There's some
influencers.
There's some influencers in this Nairobi that I'm just gonna say they act like Kim Kardashian. They really think that they are Kim Kardashian, and they will throw fits. Like, I'll tell a small story.
Okay.
No names.
I'm excited.
But a very popular food influencer.
Okay.
That's what I can say. She was booked the gig with someone who came up really fast on TikTok.
Okay.
And something I learned very quickly in the influencer market is the OGs from back in the people who started, really, some of them, a lot of them are really sweet, but some of them aren't very happy that, you know, it took a long time for them to get to where they were. Some of them have been doing it for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was 10 years
It was 10
since
years, yeah.
Instagram. But they've been doing it
What?
for 10 years.
10
It's
years?
over 10 years.
What?
I know.
What?
So
Time flies.
Yeah. So they had to work hard. They had to be the ones pioneering. They had to be the ones taking really shitty deals to get to where they were. And some people came up really fast in the TikTok era.
No.
Let me tell you, in 2020, there was superstars made in such a short amount of time.
Exactly.
And let me tell you, like with brands, they're not gonna really care like how long it took to get to your point.
Yeah.
They're gonna look at your followers and engagement and be like, this one is paid this much and this one is paid this much.
Yeah.
And so this particular influencer wasn't very excited that someone who was a TikToker
Who blew up fast
was like the main name of the event, and they weren't. And so obviously the main name, someone who's the main attraction, is gonna get a bit more special treatment. And let me say, influencers always, you get some kind of special treatment.
Yeah.
But it also just depends. It's like a rank thing. Like, let's be honest, it's like a rank thing. And so she really caused a lot of like chaos, and she threw a tantrum because she wasn't getting the same treatment as the TikToker. And it was like so my sister was working the event, and she's just like, never ever will she ever work with that influence again. And that's how you burn your bridges. And
literally.
I've literally worked with someone who is a grown person, like they have children that are grown.
They're grown.
Someone who is 18, and I will shout her out because it's a positive thing. Her name is Angel. She's a gamer. She's an influencer and she's a gamer, and she's 18.
Yeah.
And she's so professional. Like, working with her, perfect. Easy.
Yeah.
Like, you feel motivated even like to help her, and she helps you because you're working well together. And the other person we were working with, who was a grown person, was completely a headache. Didn't show up to the event, didn't post on time, like, you know, just like diva antics.
Come on.
Yeah, so I would say like
grown.
The influencer space is
You find a lot of people, a lot of different personalities.
A lot of different personalities. But my advice for people, like, even if you make it how, even if you get to those ranks of Beyonce and Kim Kardashian, just treat people well.
Exactly.
It can't hurt you.
You're not a super like hero. You're not a superhuman. Like,
literally,
you are just as human as we are.
Yeah.
I always think people. Okay, sorry, my hand is itchy. Sorry. But I've never understood why people are like that. I can't even lie, because you're not. You might have a bigger following. You might be better in this than I am. You have a, like, there are things that are different about us, but we are still human. We are still on this planet going through basically the COVID we went through together.
Yeah.
Did we not?
Yeah. It didn't discriminate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Civil wars we go through together. Like, hard times, economy, inflation, all that.
We're going through together.
Inflation, all that. We go through them together. We're all the same. We're not exactly the same, but we are the same. We're going through life just the same. So it's about that respect. I just give people the respect. Don't the audacity. It's the actual audacity. The audacity.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to be grown, girl.
You're hurting yourself because when people like how you work, like that's the easiest way for repeat jobs.
Yeah.
You're gonna get more money from it, more jobs.
The relationships
you can't. Now if you act like a diva, no one's gonna want to work with you again.
Tantrum at your big age.
At your big age.
No.
At your big age.
No. Okay, we're now on to a quick fire segment.
Yeah.
And you get 5 questions. I always say answer it in 5 seconds, but at least give at least a sentence to a couple of words of an answer.
Yeah.
But you gotta be quick with it, baby. You gotta be
right.
quick with it. Don't worry, it's not that bad.
Okay.
It's not that bad. Okay. The first question I've got for you today is, what does success mean to you?
That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
It means I wake up and do the thing I love every day,
Mm-hmm.
and it's able to sustain. And I want to be humble, not a nice lifestyle. A great lifestyle.
A great lifestyle.
An awesome lifestyle. Booked and busy flights type of lifestyle.
Yes.
That is what it is. I don't put a monetary value on it because I don't want to cap myself with my own limitations.
Exactly.
Just because I might think this is not quick. But yeah.
Okay.
Waking
Go
up,
ahead.
doing what I love, and making money from it.
Exactly. You should hear my YouTube video. It literally starts like that.
That's it. Of it.
Okay, next question is, best advice you've ever been given?
It's my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, anytime I have a hard time, pray. Just stop, pray. Whoever you believe in, pray about it. Even if you vibe to the universe, talk to the universe. Just get it out of your system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. Pray, baby.
Pray, baby.
All right, what is the worst advice you've ever been given?
Those trolls on the internet. Get a boob job.
Oh,
That's one.
you need one? I think
That's what
I
they
need
said. That's what they said.
one. I think I need
But
one.
I don't believe it. No, you need
I do. I can't even
anything.
lie. I do want one. Okay, then maybe not a boob job,
but
whatever.
but you never need it.
I don't need it.
You just want something.
I'm good. Itty bitty titty committee.
Come on.
We love it here. Okay, next one.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Just like happy, in love, with a dog or two. Living my best life.
Yeah.
That's it.
Living your life and getting paid for it.
Yeah, traveling. Like the usual answers.
The usual.
Yeah.
All right. Last one.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a question we ask all our guests.
Yeah.
So, here we go. If you could change one thing about Kenya that would help young people thrive, strive, succeed, grow, what would be that one thing?
Whoa. Okay. My first thing off the top of my mind, and that's because it's in my industry, I don't like the culture of being afraid to film in different places. Like, we have a lot of heavy restrictions on where you can take pictures, where you can film, where you can create. And it's really, like, we're not showing our city, we're not showing our country if every time you take a picture you have to delete it because an askari came and asked you to delete it. Like, I think that's a big thing I'll change. Other than that, like, obviously I'd say our schooling system, but they're working on it, so I'm gonna let them.
I guess.
That's it.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. We're done. Sorry. I am
Thank
so
you for
happy.
having me.
No, I am so happy that you came on the podcast. I think your perspective, and especially because we do such similar things, and because this is like an industry that is blowing up right now, digital marketing, social media management, I think it is important to hear from somebody like you, who I can hear it when you talk. You have researched, you've done your research, you've learned, you've done this, you've done that, you've got experience, and it's fantastic. It's actually like, I was listening to you and I was like, I don't even know that, and I do social media management.
It just starts as saying that you do it, and then you do it.
Exactly. But it's always nice to talk to somebody who is quite similar to you and in the same field as you, because I know something that you don't know, and you know something that I don't know, and having that communication is really key, because look at us building relationships, and we're doing a YouTube video together.
Yes.
To hold ourselves accountable. But I wanted to say a big thank you, especially because it was such short notice.
No, of course. In the comment section, tell her to have me back.
Yeah. No, she will. She will be back for a part 2.
Yeah.
She will 100% be back.
Yeah.
And I just want to give you so much props for doing exactly what you're doing, and doing what you're passionate about and running after it so unapologetically. I just love that. And
Thank you for having me, and congratulations on this. This is crazy.
You.
This is crazy.
Thank you.
Kavisa and the whole grind team. This is crazy, guys.
Right? I love it. I love it. Anyway, before we leave, we always ask our guests who they would like to see on the podcast.
Oh my god, I have so many.
I
have so many.
People.
Oh, let me challenge. Do you know an Instagrammer called Bineka? Or you can have a team member of yours, or you can have any industry.
Yes.
Oh, so you can have a pilot.
I could.
You can have a pilot's episode with the people who like to talk about aviation on this podcast.
On this podcast. Well, the podcast is going, and now they're not listening, but.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And any shout outs you want? Any last things that you want to say, or any shout outs? Go ahead.
Gosh, I've never been given a chance to shout out. I feel like did you ever read this magazine called Insider?
No.
It was before our time. Like it was before I even went to high school. Is it those
small ones? Those ones like this?
It was a thin one, but it was about high schoolers.
Oh no, I never.
Yeah, they used to have a section called dedications. I always wanted to. I like shout out my mom, my dad, my siblings, all millions of them. That's it.
That's it.
Yes, and shout out to Kavisa for having me. You should have an episode where someone is interviewing you.
I should.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think we might just.
You're the guest. You flip the switch.
I feel like, okay, once we reach 1,000 subscribers, we will.
Period.
Ding.
There's a goal.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Oh no, you have to shout out your Instagram because we need your Instagram, your TikTok, where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. All of them is at Nzilani Muya. And yeah, find me there.
Right, guys. And follow her on a journey to success.
Come learn about social media strategy. Exactly. It's fun over here.
That's it from us today, guys. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so that you know when we post our next video. Before we leave, we always leave you guys with a takeaway. The takeaway for today's episode is, how do you keep yourself accountable? Is it a friend? Is it family? Is it a to-do list? Is it social media? Just ask yourself, how do you really keep yourself accountable for the things that you need to get done? Now you know the drill, guys. Go ahead and follow our lovely production team, Cryptic Media Studios, on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And follow our lovely guest, Nzilani Muya, and follow her story as she goes ahead and takes on the world by storm. I hope you love this video, and make sure to comment something below and tell us what you think and who you'd like to see next on the Grind Podcast. Bye, our grinders!